Episode 4 of WandaVision, no longer a sitcom. Hello everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate Harpy. Huge fan of the 1960s and 70s and even 80s and even 50s sitcoms. And that's really the main draw for somebody like me to watch something like this. So, of course, we do have our obligatory Rob warning. Who are you? Why are you here? Once I snap him into existence. There he is. Are you muted?
No, I'm not muted right now.
Okay.
I'm a real American hero.
Who are you? Why are you here?
G.I. Shlomo is there. G.I. Shlomo. Yes, I'm G.I. Shlomo. Rob Robot Shlomo. I'm from Midnight's Edge. Midnight's After Dark.
That's like me trying to talk today. I can't.
Yeah.
Had a migraine all last night. Woke up just miserable. So if I stutter and stammer and don't know what the crap I'm talking about, that's why.
I feel like I'm under pressure. So, Midnight's Edge After Dark, my own channel.
True international
Robot Shlomo, and I'm here for episode 4 of WandaVision.
Now we pissed off everybody. It's not partisan. It's just a funny word for when people can't say stuff.
Yeah, it is just a funny word. It's like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I mean, come on. All right, now
WandaVision.
Episode 4. Not bad. We saw more of the Marvel stuff, which I kind of liked. But I'm still not really hooked. That's the
thing. It's still like there's not a whole bunch of super gripping. Well, okay. This episode they changed up the formula a little bit. So now, like for the past 3 episodes, we've had now we're in this sitcom, now we're in this sitcom, now we're in this sitcom, and they kind of progress throughout time a little bit. For each one, and we always know, okay, something's not right. Well, this one, something's completely not right. We're seeing everything that happened in the real world instead of what's inside of the little TV series, the sitcom-y world, which you and I kind of guessed it. Spoilers, also full spoilers for this. Wanda is kind of making this reality for herself. So she's in control. She's the one who's kind of it's her little dream world, kind of.
Yeah.
How did this episode start out?
So it starts out briefly. We see like Monica Rambeau she's ejected from picks up right where she was ejected from the dream world. But then we flash back to the quote unquote blip.
The snap.
The snap or the blip or whatever they're called. The blap. The snip, if you want to call it, where Monica Rambeau wakes up in the hospital. She's sitting beside an empty bed, and she says, "Oh, I must have dozed off. I couldn't have been asleep more than 20 minutes. Where's my mother?" And people are running around. It's chaos. It's chaotic.
And you're seeing people kind of rematerialize from the blip. So you see like the dust snap effect coming back in.
Yeah, in reverse though.
Yeah. So. How long was it between the snap and then it was a few years. It was a few years. So
it had been what, 5 years? It was 5 years after the snap, and it had been 2 and her mother had died. They break it to her. Oh, your mother's dead. Your mother died 3 years ago. 2 years after you were snapped.
Yeah, because last time when she was before the snap, she was in the hospital with her mother. Now her mother, if you guys remember what was it? What the other Rambeau? What was her first name?
Maria
Rambeau. I always forget her first name. Played by his
Lynch.
favorite actress, Lady Wham Bond, Lashana Lynch.
Boo.
He loves her. He loves her so much, and he loves her face and everything about her. And
her dental plan.
So he absolutely loves Monica Rambeau's mother. That's beside the point. That's another Bond rant.
Yeah.
We find that her mother was going through a remission. Monica yells at the nurse in the hospital, like, "My mother was fine. What do you mean?" Yeah, but then it came back. The cancer came back, and you were snapped. It's really confusing. There's a lot of chaos going on. We don't know. Everybody's coming back right now, so it's like that little moment when people start coming back.
Yeah, and so anyway, they cut again to sometime down the road, where she's going back to work for Sword, which is the intergalactic branch of S.H.I.E.L.D. So she tries swiping her key card and it doesn't work. Can I help you? Yeah, I work here. Well, if you worked here, your key card would work. And so she has a meeting, but the guy comes in with the meeting, and I'm surprised it was a white guy.
Right.
So anyway, they reassign her to, and there's the big back and forth. Oh yeah, you're the best man for the job. He goes, no, I was the only man for the job. So
because everybody else was snapped or quit. Yeah, that was the thing. Like pretty much everybody else who were working for this agency, they like once they came back. I guess Monica Rambeau's mother set up something where. So what? People who came back from the snap couldn't work there or something? Or?
Well, they said they lost their nerve. They either quit or lost their nerve.
But there was something that she put in play where if somebody was compromised, you couldn't be in charge. So
yeah. So anyway, so there's a big thing. They're refocusing. They showed they're building stuff. I have to watch it again to see what they're building. I really didn't pay attention to that part. So she's being reassigned to New Jersey.
Where we find that we were right. There's a little pocket world of Wanda's. But here's the thing. People who have never heard of this little town in New Jersey, it's what, Westview
and
Westview and Eastview. So there's an Eastview.
Westview and East.
The cops who are there guarding this town as these S.H.I.E.L.D. agents pull up, or sword agents pull up, they've heard of the one but not the other. So there's clearly something going on where the people who have heard of this place, their minds are being manipulated. It doesn't exist. We don't know what's going on except for everybody on the outside, so they can set up their little tent and try and get in. So we figure out there's like a force shield or an energy field, something where it does end up sucking in Monica Rambeau, and then they bring in all these other people to come in and build a base around the city to try and find out what happened to her, what's going on, what
essentially
the crap.
Essentially they hired Diversity Team 1. That's
but hey, that's led up by Kat Dennings.
Yeah, the Diverse 4 is. Yeah.
And Kat Dennings, is she the same character?
Yes, she's Darcy. Yes.
Okay, so
I like Kat. I like Kat Dennings though. I like Kat Dennings. I like her, and she was good in Two Broke Girls. I used to watch that a lot. Fell out of it, but she was always good in that. She plays the same kind of character, snarky kind of,
little quirky, nerdy. I mean, so she's the one who discovers that, that they're broadcasting through the radiation that the Big Bang was, from way back when. But it's on this little weird frequency, so she needs like an old TV. I need a TV, an old one, like not a flat one.
Yeah, like they need an old CRT TV. Yeah.
I do too, so I can play House of the Dead again. I kind of miss that. Anywho.
Anyway, so they set up the TV and they find out, and we see that the person at the end of episode 1 was Darcy watching, taking notes, and they're taking notes. They keep getting different televisions, and they're keeping a big board of who the people are.
Yeah, because they have to, I guess, upgrade television. Why do they have to upgrade televisions for the 60s and 70s stuff? It would all be on the same broadcast, but
how else would you see it in color? I don't know. It's but they show Monica Rambeau in the dream world, and obviously she doesn't fit there because she's like a real world element that's been introduced. Yeah,
she's basically trying. It seems like she figured out real quick. Oh, I'm not in Kansas anymore. I better acclimate. I better try and figure out what's going on. She clearly knows who Wanda is. She clearly knows. So I think, or would she know who Wanda? She probably would know who Wanda is.
Yeah, she knows who Wanda is.
So she would, especially, she would know who the Avengers are, especially being in that job. So she would recognize them and try and at least figure out what's going on. So that's why she kind of keeps popping up near Wanda and Vision just to kind of spy on them. But then we find out that everybody else, all of our little side characters, all of our neighbors, the boss, all those people, they're all agents too. Now, were they some of them S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, or were they all sword agents?
I think they're sword agents. I think the idea is that they got all lost in this simulation. They're all lost in there, and we see why the beekeeper's there, because they went through the sewer.
Yeah, that was the only way to kind of come in and go through the sewer. Yeah. That they couldn't find her. And
they reveal an important part. The edits you see, the windbacks and the rewinds and the edits you see, Wanda is doing that. Anytime something is out of place in this world, she resets it.
Yeah.
She's the one that, because they said she's editing. Something's editing the signal.
Well, when they're watching the broadcast back, this is what happens when they're watching. So like the part where they're trying to contact her on the radio in the second episode, where Dottie breaks the glass, and people are hearing over the radio, "Wanda, come in! Wanda, come in!"
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we're getting we're seeing that she's desperately trying to make it so that they don't contact her. And so she interrupts everything, and that's how the glass breaks. And they don't see that part of the broadcast.
No,
they see a cut. They don't see that. Like when in the most recent episode, when she throws Monica Rambeau out of the whole universe, they don't see that. They just see her standing there. They vaguely hear her mention Ultron, and then it cuts to the end of the episode of Wanda's episode of her sitcom reality.
Yeah. And the way she was bounced out of the episode was actually pretty badass, though. She blew her right through the wall.
Through a few walls, through the walls, the fences, and then out the side.
Kind of reminds me of that scene in Johnny Dangerously. This will go through armor, and it'll go through a victim, and it'll go through a wall, and it'll go through a fence outside. So
it was better. It was still better when Alan Tudyk pulled Ben Cotton through the wall in Resident Alien. I'm going to be reviewing that too. That's
a good show. If you haven't watched Resident Alien, watch it. But like I said, it's interesting, but we've seen this idea done before and better in life. So. Things like Life on Mars, The Prisoner.
That's what they're really going for here. And for somebody like me, I assess pretty quickly, she's probably holding them there herself to deal with some sort of grief. She's in some, and it's not very engaging for somebody like me who jumps ahead like 27 spots. You don't have to spoon feed me. You don't have to, you can tell me an entire story with a look. That's why I like the Battlestar Galactica reboot so much.
But I think we get confirmation that, spoilers, that the Vision is dead.
Yeah, because she sees a split second of him all rotted out, and he's just all gory and gross, and he's got the stone plucked out, and
the stone ripped out of his head. Yeah, big hole in where the Mind Stone is. But if the Vision's Jarvis, couldn't they just reintegrate Jarvis's AI patterns into a new body? I mean, come on. So anyway,
just give her a thruster. Just give her one of those.
Yeah. So okay.
The stream went X-rated, or the video went X-rated.
Yeah. So anyway, final thoughts. Like I said, it's still the same. It's interesting. It's not really that engaging. I can easily live without it. And then this is where the MCU is going.
I think this is where it's going to go, though. This is I'm going to predict. I'm going to make a couple of predictions. Next episode, we're going to see her in the 80s because she's going to reset the world to confuse the NPCs, or not the NPCs, but the other characters around her. So she's going to reset the world to confuse everybody. They're playing along to humor her. I don't know if it resets their memory or not, but she does have to reset everything, and then we're going to get a little bit more information, and they're going to get a little closer to discovering who she is. Monica's going to be reporting back on the outside. And how this is going to probably feed into the MCU, we've heard something that this is going to be connected to possibly Captain Marvel, possibly Doctor Strange. I would say this is how they introduce Monica Rambeau, which I think everyone's going to be fine with.
Everybody's,
That's Captain Marvel, I mean. Because, put your money where your mouth is, Marvel and Disney, diversity. You got a black Captain Marvel, you might as well utilize your characters for the crying out loud.
And she's a good character, too. So, if I had to give it a rating, I'd say 3 out of 6 Chewbacca's. Again, interesting, but I noticed there's people that love it, and, if you love it, great.
Well, I think a lot of people, what I'm seeing online, before I give you my review of it, or my final score, I'm seeing people saying, yes, this is finally, we're getting into the Marvel stuff. So if you're hugely invested into how all the Marvel movies are going to interconnect, I think you're probably going to really, really like this. You're going to really enjoy it. And especially if you are somebody who's just a diehard into all the shows and all of every little, counting the Easter eggs and the cookies and all that. Because I'm sure he and I missed just a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
I know I will. I'm going to be the first one to admit, I know I will miss every single Easter egg, cookie, mention, reference. I'll miss all of it in this.
I'm a Marvel fan. I missed the Easter eggs, so
Yeah. Well, you're more the comic book fan though too. So, but you also like a
Moment.
lot more of the movies than I think I do.
Yeah.
So, for somebody like me, I am losing interest in this by the episode. I will probably keep seeing where it's going, but if I weren't watching this like for the channel, I probably would just listen to a couple of reviews and see what happened rather than sitting there for 24 minutes. And it's short too. I mean, this one probably went by a little quicker than a lot of them. But
Yeah.
it's not super entertaining to sit there and watch. I'm not like on the edge of my seat. I'm not like, "Ooh, what's going to happen next?" And then what? And then what? It's like you're checking the clock and you're like, So for me, I mean, I'm going to go like a 2 out of 10 on this one for me.
Okay.
Just because my personal taste, but I can see why Marvel fans are going to like this one a lot more. And I would predict more Marvel fans are going to say in the 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 range. This is probably the best closest thing to a Marvel episode that we've gotten. So if you guys are like, screw the sitcom stuff, that's definitely, I'm trying to be really, really fair here. I'm trying to kind of consider, like that's what I'm seeing online too. If you guys like the Marvel stuff, that's definitely tying in. You're seeing a lot more of the bigger picture where in the real world, it's connecting more. And I think next episode, we're going to get more of a balance because we had all sitcom. Now we had all real world. So I think we're going to have like a 50-50 next time.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll see if that's the case then. So,
Tell us what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you still watching? I am Mecha Random 42.
and I have the power. Wrong universe.
I'm going to go back and play some more stock market stuff. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.
Let's go eat some fried fish. Fried fish. Come on, road and go.